He's an assistant professor of conflict resolution and reconciliation at Trinity College at Dublin. Brendan, it's always good to have you on the program, and you're a passionate advocate of the Palestinian people. We can see indicative of the clothing that you're wearing there. You've spoken about the injustices taking place in Gaza and the occupied territories. But when you listen to South Africa's case that's continuing right now, it's quite something to hear it all spelled out in one go. What is happening right now in Gaza while we sit and we listen to this? The people of Gaza are actually living it.
Yeah, thanks again for having me join you. I mean, it's a truly momentous day. It's incredible. You know, I've been working on and for Palestine now for the best part of 15 years, and to see this moment in the courtroom play out was surreal. To see the precision of the South African case, the forensic way that evidence was being produced of the utter scale of destruction here, and the attack on every facet of Palestinian life, the complete attempted erasure of Palestinian life and livelihood across Gaza, but also very crucially, what the South African legal team did was to situate what's happening in Gaza within a broader historical context of over 75 years of apartheid, of occupation, of the denial of rights and liberties. And it was extremely powerful.
You tweeted a little bit earlier that it was really good to see an Irish lawyer presenting this case, and she was part of is part of the South African legal team. But then you were also very critical of the Irish government itself.
Yeah, I was critical of the Irish government, and yes, it was. It was a very strong intervention by the legal representative from Ireland who is on the South African team. And yes, you know, often the Irish are lauded for being, you know, the strongest outspoken supporters for Palestine. But let's make it very clear: it's the Irish people, not the Irish government. The Irish people who've been on the streets in their thousands, demanding that the government stand up and bring this case before the International Court of Justice. And for shame on the Irish government for not doing so. And we'll see what happens in the next few weeks to see what kind of statements come out. But I expected more of the government. I know many of my friends, comrades in Palestine and in Ireland expected more of our government as well. So yes, we have our own legacy, our own colonial history, and sometimes we like to fall back on that and backslap ourselves, but not good enough when it comes to actually standing up and being on the right side of history here. So yes, I was strong on that, and I stand by that 100%.
Brendan, what do you think will come of this hearing? Not just the one that we see today, it will continue tomorrow, of course, where the world is able to see this all presented in such a way that you can't ignore what is happening in Gaza. Do you think that in any way it will change what's happening there, or change the way that governments view this and how they react to it?
Listen, I don't really want to predict the outcome of anything. I mean, anybody with a set of ears and eyes watching today will have heard the forensic detail of what has been going on in Gaza for the last number of years. And let's make it really clear here. This is not just the Israeli government on trial. This is international law on trial. This is very, very important, because if the International Court of Justice decides not to find the Israeli government guilty of genocidal intent, despite the overwhelming evidence that has been provided, then I have to be honest, I see that as the death knell of international law. So all eyes are firmly on the judges on the team, on the panel, to make the right decision here. It's very, very significant.
Brendan, Ciaran Browne, thank you so much, as always, for speaking to us live there from Belfast in Ireland.